vision that ever I could envision. Every ache and pain could be gone, could be like I was at 21, but stronger, faster, and green, far sexier than I've ever been. They're recruiting for soldiers in space, travel out to protect the human race. A healthy young body, that's the prize. Leave everything I love, that's the price. My grandkids would not remember me. No more visits with my sister for tea. And even if my friends join too, unlikely we'd be in the same crew. Can I say goodbye to grass and trees, to whippoorwills and buzzing bees, or stay with my old Tabby and King and keep on walking in the rain? They're recruiting for soldiers in space, travel out to protect the human race. A healthy young body, that's the prize. Leave everything I love, that's the price. If my husband were alive, I could never leave. He's been gone 2 years, I've had my time to grieve. Can I fly away without regret? At my age, become a space cadet? Or stay with my old Tabby and Kate and keep on walking in the rain? They're recruiting for soldiers in space, travel out to protect the human race. A healthy young body, that's the prize. Leave everything I love, that's the price. I have to decide by their deadline. I hoped this world would send a sign. Today, Kitty died, that opens the door. I'm off to fight in an old man's war. So alternating new and old for now. This is one also on the Bandcamp EP, based on my favorite fantasy book, Forgotten Beasts of Eld by Patricia McKillop. Kieran shares the secret knowledge, riddles told in a flute-smooth voice, with glowing tusks he will acknowledge. Tales he tells are careful choice. I am Sybil, I'm caught between the riddle and the answer, and so there is no freedom and much unseen. Who must I call so I can know? O Lord of wisdom with eyes of red, please answer me a riddle. With eyes downcast and lowered head, that one I cannot answer. King Puss, 3 sons went hunting. 7 nights later, one came back, gone half mad, his tale amazing, a moon colored for they tracked. The giant Graf hit in one eye by a stone, his gaze turned inward with what he saw. He chose to die. Peace could never be restored. Oh Lord of wisdom with eyes of red, please answer me a riddle. With eyes downcast and lowered head, that one I cannot answer. The wise boar says to find the key to my riddles, search the heart. Here and what will set me free? Help me, for I fall apart. Oh Lord of wisdom with eyes of red, please answer me the riddle. With eyes downcast and lowered head, that one I cannot answer. Here and what will set me free? Have you the answer yet for me? And now back to Phil.
I wrote this as kind of an offbeat fantasy, and other people have interpreted it as a love song, a science song, and I don't know what else. So I guess it's up to you. Let me kiss your face, or hold me in your hands, tiny as a dewdrop shining on a spider's strand, calling to the thunderstorms that roll across the land. I'll be rain someday. I am water lying on the ground. I can only touch your toes, but I'll be rain someday. Yes, I'll be rain someday. Our lake is just a lake and a stream is just a stream. Some have found their pleasure in a lively burst of steam, but lifted to the clouds above has always been my dream. I'll be rain someday. I am water lying on the ground. I can only touch your toes, but I'll be rain someday. Yes, I'll be rain someday. Put away galoshes, keep umbrellas locked within. Dance under my shower, I'll become your private sin. Caresses like a lover who is wedded to your skin. Be your rain someday. I am water lying on the ground. I can only touch your toes, but I'll be rain someday. Yes, I'll be rain someday. I'm afraid of drowning, to be lost inside the sea, when I could keep on falling as long as I am me. Splash into a river from a leaf upon a tree, be rain again someday. I am water lying on the ground. I can only touch your toes, but I'll be rain someday. Yes, I'll be rain someday. probably rain someday.
So last summer during 5090, Phil challenged me and said, "Why don't you write a song in the style of John McDade?" Which is absolutely ridiculous because I would never be a tenth the wordsmith of John McDade. But I did take inspiration from the way he writes songs about people he admires, like Marshall McLuhan and Aaron Schwartz, and tried to do a song about someone who I admire that you may not have heard of, even though we're in her community. Have you heard of the life and death of great American cities? To urban spaces she brought strength. Jane Jacobs is my hero. She was fearless in the face of college credentials. Jane needed no degree to ace the real economics of cities. Because of her, we use the phrase, think globally, act locally. It's Jane Jacobs I came to praise, greatest of urban planners. Jane fought against urban renewal, blocked the Manhattan Expressway, fought slum clearances, very cruel, halted the Spadina Expressway too. Her systems of survival book explored the morals of our lives. Her ethics dialogues made me look at guardians versus commerce. Because of her, we've coined the phrase, ideas that matter. And she received 2 nations' praise, Medal and the Order of Canada. Saw ominous signs of social decay. Check out dark days ahead. Current sprawl would cause Jane dismay, but Toronto lost her in '06. Will we keep her ideas alive, city dwellers and planners? Do we want to live or just survive, built for cars or for people? Join a Jane's Walk one of these days, become part of a neighborhood. It's Jane Jacobs I came to praise. She was the very greatest of urban planners.
Okay, now I have a song for old people. If you remember or have looked back at the comics from the 50s and 60s, Pogo was very interesting in its combination of humor and politics. So I wrote this. In England they're waiting for Arthur, or the beat of a drum calling Drake. Here in the New World we've few knights to summon, and a sad lack of ladies in lakes. But a hill facing South Georgia's swampland holds caves where time slows to a crawl. Sleeping inside is a man and his possum, with a turtle, a gator, an owl. Come back and save us, Walt Kelly. Pogo gave wisdom to trust, saying that each time we meet our worst enemy, turns out that enemy's us. He was good at detecting malarkey, and those who wrapped flags around greed. Porcupine always had points to consider, so his is the voice that we need. Come back and save us, Walt Kelly. Pogo gave wisdom to trust, saying that each time we meet our worst enemy, turns out that enemy's us. If circumstance ever wakes Merlin, or kings under mountains should ride, defending their homelands in times of great danger, I hope they bring Walt by their side. Come back and save us, Walt Kelly. Pogo gave wisdom to trust, saying that each time we meet our worst enemy, turns out that enemy's us. Turns out that enemy's us.
So generally, when I proudly say my song, I actually mean my lyrics, thanks to my wonderful husband and guitarist. He usually does the music for my songs, and they're our songs. But every now and then, thanks to FOM or 5090, somebody else pops in with music. And this song, music for this song was composed by Rhiannon's Lark. You never know who you'll get on FOM. Where the idea came from, God knows. Been craving a mushroom risotto, but no mushrooms in my garden grow. Been learning about fungi though, time to forage in the woods, let's go. Destroying angels are all white, I'm sure the name's an oversight. Building up an appetite, this gathering I must expedite. Death from poisoning's quite rare, I'll just need to say a prayer. Ivory funnels I'll use on a dare, pretending to be unaware. Been craving a mushroom risotto, but no mushrooms in my garden grow. Been learning about fungi though, time to forage in the woods, let's go. A jack-o'-lantern that's for the pot, with never ever a second thought, or care for what I've been taught. Wild is better than store-bought. I won't leave out the death cap, found these before the cold snap. Never would I booby-trap by cooking with wine my inky cap. Risotto cooking on the stove, cannoli rice in a treasure trove, fungi for the office potluck, for boss and co-workers who suck. I'll stay safe and not have rice, that blowfish sushi looks so nice.
During FOM, I was looking at writing some songs, and for background, I look back at when I wrote a song called Powders and Signs that some of you may know. Turns out that was 17 years ago. Once I'd written it, I liked the world it described enough that I wrote a prequel. Then I wrote a bunch more songs in that world, and finally this year, I wrote what I consider the two final songs in the story. So I was going to play for you chronologically first and last of the series. And we'll fill in the blanks some other time.
We hope. I hope.
I'll walk the lost roads till I find the city, and Matthew of the city I'll be named. I shut tight, I see its green gold aura like the plain. I know that's what the pictures show. I found a picture book when I was 8 years old, in the haunted forest which beneath the painted stone. The edges of the cover are blackened, flaked, and charred. A hint of smoke still rises from the pages that show me life before the burning ages. I'll walk the lost roads till I find the spaceship, and Matthew of the spaceship I'll be named. Standing at a starport gleaming silver in the sun, I know that's what the pictures show. I found the picture book when I was 8 years old, in the haunted forest which beneath the painted stone. The edges of the cover are blackened, flaked, and charred. A hint of smoke still rises from the pages that show me life before the burning ages. I'll walk the lost roads till I find a dragon, and Matthew of the dragon I'll be named. Scales as red as morning light, his eyes a searing gold. I know that's what the pictures show. I wonder if the city people broke apart their spaceships, if dragons swept through cities, tearing down their glowing shields. I wonder if bright spaceships claimed the sky, defeating dragons. Were the dragons' spaceship cities ever real? I found a picture book when I was 8 years old, in a haunted forest wedged beneath the painted stone. The edges of the cover are blackened, flaked, and charred. A hint of smoke still rises from the pages that show me life before the burning ages.
And that is on one of Phil's CDs that's on Bandcamp. He won't mention that, so I need to.
Meet my manager. And so from first to last, what actually happened to him? It all started with Joe Dollar. That's what the man was called, for an antique coin he found in weeds one day. So book I might have taken, but that seemed a mistake when I might go seeking what the book portrayed. The song that gave me fame, the song that made my name, starts. Once upon a time there were two friends of mine. Some kid is always clever, and tells me no one ever had adventures like the kind that fill my songs. I don't try to argue, for they would find it hard to picture life back when the world went wrong. The song that gave me fame, the song that made my name, starts. Once upon a time there were two friends of mine. I am proud to be the fella who became a tall tale teller when his days of hunting mysteries were through. Pure logic is appealing, doubt the witch or man of healing, but I was there and I know what is true. The song that gave me fame, the song that made my name, starts. Once upon a time there were two friends of mine. Some think I am pretentious when announcing what my name is, but I earned it, which I've no need to defend. So call me Matthew Story, who took note of others' glory, and will sing it till his road comes to an end. The song that gave me fame, the song that made my name, starts. Once upon a time there were two friends of mine. Once upon a time there were two friends of mine.
So while Gundo is joining us for the next song, I want to thank the Concom very, very much for honoring us with the position of waif. We'll try and do our best to help this festival be everything you want it to be. And of course, as Lizzie mentioned yesterday, you gotta thank the sound guys. They're why we can be heard. And they're making us sound as good as we can. So this song is from a very old folk tale. Figured if it was good enough for Stephen King to borrow, I could too. I was going to set it to some old trad tune. That isn't exactly what happened, or Gundo wouldn't be the one playing with us. We do 1, 2, 3 here.
I'll just start in.
You start. Widdershins, 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 widdershins. I hit the ball with a hot cry. Sent my sister around to be bringing it back. Widdershins instead of sunwines. Did it wrong with all that implies. So the fairies came. Something ain't right. The dark tower's got her and she's locked up tight. Left me weeping on the ground. I was foolish and let her get spellbound. Take me all the way to Elfland and leave my sister stuck in that land. Take me all the way to Elfland. I need to bring her back from Dreamland. Take me all the way to Elfland. I need to have a good plan. Take me all the way to Elfland. My brothers, they did fail. I want to free her from that jail, yeah, yeah. I asked Merlin what I should do. He gave me advice for how to get through. Only the boldest knight had a chance. Would not come about by happenstance. Took my daddy's sword to cut off heads. The hen wife won't gather any more eggs. Told me just how to enter the hall. I fought with the king and I forced him to fall. Take me all the way to Elfland and leave my sister stuck in that land. Take me all the way to Elfland. elfland. I need to bring her back from dreamland. Take me all the way to elfland. I need to have a good plan. Take me all the way to elfland. My brothers, they get failed. I want to free her from that jail. Yeah, yeah. Editions. King Baker Mercy, I said okay. If I could bring all my siblings away, almost forgot and ate the food. If I'd done that, then we would all be screwed. I went all the way to Elfland to leave my sister stuck in that land. I went all the way to Elfland and I brought her back from Dreamland. I went all the way to Elfland. Lucky me, I had a good plan. I went all the way to Elfland. My brothers, they did fail. I went all the way to Elfland. I left no one stuck in that land. I went all the way to Elfland. I brought everyone back from Dreamland. Don't you go, Widdershins. Thank you. Thank you very much, Gundo, for joining us. And I now get a break.
Yeah, this is the part of the show where I get to talk for a minute or so. 60 years ago, let that sink in, I was in my first year of high school. That's where I met and became friends with Bruce Gill. That friendship lasted until he left us last year. Some of you know him from local house filks where he was mostly a listener. Others of you who've been to FKL in past years would have seen him around the sound desk, moving microphones during setup and helping with teardown. He and I liked a lot of the same bands. One of them from our high school days was a band called The Poppers, which is a Toronto band. Many of the people I hung around with had both of their studio albums. Bruce was different. He was a collector then and for the rest of his life. He went out and searched for the original single of the song I'm going to play, just so he could have his complete collection. So, not found filk or filk related, it's just something that makes me think of our friend. If I call you by some name that perhaps is not your name, will you try to understand that I never had it planned? But at times my thoughts do slip, and her name comes to my lips, and I'll call you by some name that perhaps is not your name. If I look into your eyes like there's someone else's eyes, oh, you need not sympathize, but I wish you'd realize that it's not been very long since the one I love's been gone. If I look into your eyes like there's someone else's eyes. If I give you all my love, like I once gave all my love, You can tell yourself at last he's forgotten all the past, and 1,000 yesterdays need no longer cross your way. If I give you all my love, like I once gave all my love. If I call you by some name that perhaps is not your name, will you try to understand that I never had it planned? But at times my thoughts do slip, and her name comes to my lips, and I'll call you by some name that perhaps is not your name. Thank you.
Dave, we have two short songs left. Do we have time for both or only one? And
Okay.
go ahead with the...
No matter how much water I drink, my throat feels dry. I think the wine is soaking up drink like a sponge. Okay, this one's for Babylon 5 fans. A few years ago, just before FOM started, Mira Furlan died. And I went into FOM determined that I was going to write a song about the last episode of Babylon 5, which was called Sleeping in Light. Sleeping in Light, for those who don't remember. And so is the song. We had our time, said what we wanted to say. Any more words just get in the way. Two absent friends and memories still bright, to sleeping in light, to sleeping in light.
Every morning, for as long as she lived, Delenn rose before dawn and watched the sun come up.
We will recall the moment that the dawn revealed a faint nostalgic smile. We had our time, said what we wanted to say. Any more words just get in the way. Two absent friends and memories still bright, to sleeping in light, to sleeping in light.
Now, if you remember the part about Matthew having two friends once upon a time, this is a song about one of those friends. Many of you know this song, at least the chorus, and I expect you to sing along. If we'd had time to practice, there's a few people who might have joined us on stage. You know where I'm going. Nettles by the roadside, burdock in the ditch, for love and looks and sweet dreams. It's go and ask the witch.
Night must give her magic, for she whiles away her days, sitting on a stone pile watching cattle as they graze. Call it knowledge, call it power, kinship with each beast and flower. Call it pulse of stars and ocean, mystery or foolish notion. Call it what you like, don't call it magic.
Morgan Lock will lie dead when first snow comes down. With all Meg's red-haired children, the next one will have brown.
Prophecy is magic, for she has no way to know. Lazing in the town square, watching people come and go. Call it power,
Kinship with each beast and flower. Call it pulse of stars and ocean, mystery or foolish notion. Call it what you like, don't call it magic.
Magic forces changes, magic seeks control. Magic bends the universe, dominion as its goal.
But touch the flow of nature, strength that lives within. A leaf that feels the current, a cloud that sees the wind.
Call it knowledge, call it power, kinship with each beast and flower. Call it pulse of stars and ocean, mystery or foolish notion. Call it what you like, don't call it magic. Call it what you like,
Don't call it magic. My fault we got off a bit there, not Phil's. Thank you very much for being here to listen.
Are we on now? All right, great. Okay, so yes, we are going to give our Filk Waifs a little break before they take over their official Filk Waif duties. We have, in about 7 minutes, we have 3 2x10s coming up, and that will be Eric Distad, followed by Naomi Hinchin, and then the third up is Daniel Gunderson. So we're looking forward to that, and we've got a few minutes to kind of relax, stretch, use the restrooms, grab a drink, whatever you need to do. Thank you. And thank you so much, Phil and Jane. Weren't they great?
Do you want me to do the in between for the selection?
That would be great. Yeah, I wanted to.
I saw you running up. I was like, oh, that's supposed to be. I don't remember. So for sure, I'll be able to know. Okay, cool. We got this.
Okay. Yeah. We're probably, oh, yeah, yes, excellent idea. Go check out the inner Filk tables, please, and the donations for FKO.
Is it written down here?
No. But thank you for asking. Yeah. It's Lauren. It's probably all right, yeah. Oh, is this yours? That's great. I love it, man. Hi.
Sorry, Kathleen kidnapped me.
Be careful the.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Oh.
Number one. Hey, everybody. I'm gonna pretend I'm Aaron's height for a second. It's 1:59 according to my clock, and Eric is ready. Are we ready to start the 2x10s, folks? Hey, Eric, it sounds like they're ready. You want to take us away?
I don't think this microphone is ready.
Oh, I just heard you pretty well. Oh, I can't see.
The stand is afraid of heights.
This.
If it starts sliding down, I can just follow it.
Just a reminder, folks, Naomi is on deck, and Daniel will be after that. Daniel Gunderson. Take us away. Take us away.
Hi, everybody. I'm Eric Gassad. I'm one half of the Faithful Sidekicks. Most of you know me for snarky, weird, funny songs. If you're looking for snarky, weird, funny songs, I have a disappointment for you. I don't, in 20 years of doing film, I very rarely do autobiographical songs, but this is one. When I was just a child, my teacher turned to me. What will you be when you grow so high? And I shouted out from my soul, I want to fly. The others mocked and laughed. You're not tall enough, not strong enough, not us enough. This is not your dance, better change your tune. And my tears filled the silence, for only flyers could touch the moon. And she said, you can be anything, even a flyer in the stars. Don't keep your soul contained behind someone else's bar. You can be anything. I believe in you. Can be anything. Pay them no mind. And someday you will change the world. So I've grown pretty high, but I never got off the ground. But I have touched the moon in a rocket made of song. I've lifted many voices to where my heart belongs. It sings, you can be anything, even a singer in the stars. Don't keep your soul contained behind someone else's bars. You can be anything. I believe in you. Can be anything. Pay them no mind. And someday you will change the world. There's always a ready scowl, a bitter crab to pull you down. Always a bigger bully trying to hold you to the ground. Shed the ponderous weight of pain. Let their bitter stones pass you by, for we give each other wings. And our souls were meant to fly. She may never know how she changed my life that day. A simple act of faith, a word of kindness, taught me to hold to hope instead of drown in bitterness. You can be anything. I believe you can be anything. You can be anything, even a singer in the stars. Don't keep your soul contained behind someone else's bars. You can be anything. I believe you can be anything. Be kind. Be kind. Be kind. And you will change the world. So, something I announced at Consonance, I'm putting out my first solo album in 12 years. So before I found Filk, I was doing a lot of stuff. I'm going to have friends like Lauren and Summer Russell and other people helping me. They're the ones who've been encouraging me to bring the other half of myself. I kept a lot of things back because I didn't think it was Filk enough, and I'm fixing that. apologies for the. This song is for those playing along at home. This is in D-A-D G-C-D with a cut capo at 2 because I can't do anything simply.
No, you can't.
That made a better tuner. My apologies here. Let's try this. What do you think?
Yeah.
Like a king on a raft on the ocean, like a fool on his boat lost at sea. We strut and we call, lay claim to it all, ignored by the whales as debris. We say we felt the currents. We proclaim we commanded the tide. We think that we've seen the infinite blue, but we're breathing on the wrong side. I want to dive deep where the line never goes, drown in the water that no one can know, swallow the spring source and expand from within till I break out from this limited skin. We think we've arrived at the edge, that we know how the shore came to be. We shout our control from the core of our soul, echoed flat to infinity. We drift along perpetual walls, staking claims on the waves and ignoring our faults. We bluster and caw like an arrogant crow, obsessed with our baubles, forget how to grow. I want to dive deep where the line never goes, drown in the water that no one can know, swallow the spring source and expand from within until I break out from this limited skin. Come and drown me in the knowledge, thoughts beyond what I can know. Come and fill me with the wisdom, cause my heart to overflow. Oxford, everyone. My apologies for running late.
Woo! Okay, I'm gonna tip this one up now. I'm coming back anyway, right? All right, next up we have Naomi, but can we get one more big hand for Eric and Lauren? Woo! All right. And here she comes. Sound people will do their thing. Yeah, we're good. And, I mean, Daniel knows he's next. He's there. We're all good.
I'm sure you'd rather have me sing than not. My darkness, please. Sound good? Cool. All right. Well, it's my first time in Canada, so I figured this is a good song for the frozen north. Also, it's on my album, which you can ask me about later. Go home, polar vortex, you're drunk. Go home, polar vortex, you're drunk. Outside it is snowing, the cold winds are blowing. Go home, polar vortex, you're drunk. The temperature changes surrounding the pole have caused the cold air to go out for a stroll, like a lush from the neighborhood watering hole. Go home, polar vortex, you're drunk. Go home, polar vortex, you're drunk. Go home, polar vortex, you're drunk. The weather got tight and we froze overnight, so go home, polar vortex, you're drunk. The jet stream has weaved its way home from the bars, so now we're all clearing the snow from our cars. And in Minnesota, it's colder than Mars. Go home, polar vortex, you're drunk. Go home, polar vortex, you're drunk. Go home, polar vortex, you're drunk. Stock up on provender, this storm's on a bender. Go home, polar vortex, you're drunk. The temperate zone got a blast of cold air because that cold vortex went out on a tear. Go back to Alaska, they're used to you there. Go home, polar vortex, you're drunk. Go home, polar vortex, you're drunk. Go home, polar vortex, you're drunk. All this winter storming's thanks to global warming. Go home, polar vortex, you're drunk. Since I said, it's my first time in Canada, but I have done a couple of virtual FilKOntarios, and I won the last Penguin Song Contest. So I figured I'd bring that entry back for you guys. When next you find yourself on an Arctic pleasure trip, there's one attraction that you must be certain not to skip. Fine dining may be sparse among the polar snow and rime, but go seek out the penguins and they'll show you a good time. With flowers on the table and lots of apples
So if your plans are nebulous and you brought evening wear, come make a reservation for Chez Penguin's finest fare. They're known for fresh caught seafood from ocean street to dish. Their specials are crustaceans, sardines, and lanternfish. Squat waiters in tuxedos will waddle to your will and urge you to partake of the most delicate of krill. With flowers on the table and lots of atmosphere, they'll serve you up delicious food with plenty of good cheer. So if your plans are nebulous and you brought evening wear, come make a reservation for Chez Penguin's finest fare. Make sure to save some room when in the entree you partake. And after dinner, try a slice of luscious ice cream cake. And when you're headed home and your Antarctic cruise is through, they'd sure appreciate a glowing 5-star Yelp review. With flowers on the table and lots of atmosphere, they'll serve you up delicious food with plenty of good cheer. So if your plans are nebulous and you brought evening wear, come make a reservation for Chez Penguin's finest fare. Come make a reservation for Chez Penguin's finest fare. Thank you.
All right. That was Naomi. And now we've got Daniel, Lord Supreme Chancellor Daniel Gunderson. And we will be coming back to Phil and Jane wafting after this, so I'll be around. You'll see.
So back in 2019, I was on a business trip, and I get an email from a little-known English songwriter who said to me, Daniel, if I recall, you're a little bit of a Tom Petty fan. I'm hearing this in Tom's voice. And I had to write back, Tallis, thank you so much for thanking me. Thank you for trusting me with your lyrics. But I'm on a business trip. I don't have a guitar. I don't know what I can do until I get home. And then I had to write to her the next day and say, yeah, well, forget that. And got to sing it for about 6 months later. And she scampered across the room and hugged me and said, we wrote a Tom Petty song together. This is Gravel from the Dirt. Too much gravel in the dirt. This is no growing ground. Too much dirt among the stones to make a path that sound. I pick the stone chips from the floor, half a handful at a time. One by one, maybe someday down the line, I'll get the whole thing done. I'm pulling gravel from the dirt. I'm pulling gravel from the dirt. Too much damage in the past. There is no safe recall. Too much of me among the stones to abandon it all. I pick the stone chips from my heart, half a handful at a time. One by one, maybe someday down the line, I'll get the whole thing done. I'm pulling gravel from the dirt. I'm pulling useful from the hurt, and I claim the right to choose what to keep and what to goddamn lose. I'm pulling gravel from the dirt, I'm pulling useful from the hurt, I'm pulling gravel from the dirt. So that song and the next one I'm going to sing are both on this CD, which I released about a year and a half ago. Yes, a solo album. The big question that we had was, is it going to be under Daniel or is it going to be under Gundo? And I was reading over the lyrics for the song before I took the stage, and I was like, yeah, I know what I'm keeping. So this next song is also a Talis Kimberly song. And one day I'm driving to work, back in the days where I still drove to work, and I see this British number on the phone. It's Talis, and she says, Daniel, I've got to sing this song for you. I just wrote it. Come down, oh love divine, here's where we need you. 2 hits at least on the starboard wing. We can stay airborne a few minutes longer. The engine's in flames and she's struggling. At 500 feet now, she's drawing the fire. Down there are husbands and brothers and sons. This, after all, was the priesthood that called me. By God, if I can, I will finish this run. But I've heard larks in the morning over down Ampney. I've heard larks in the morning over down Ampney. Bless Dakota, she's flying her heart out. Bless Harry King and the rest of the crew. We dropped all we can now. For God's sake, bail out lights. We've done what we came here to do. When we lifted this morning over down Ampney, when we lifted this morning over down Ampney. There's a field of stones just a few miles from Arnhem. Honor the stories, remember their names. There's a village in Gloucestershire close to the airfield. Its church has a window of colored planes, bright glass pictures of airplanes. Over down Ampney, bright glass pictures of airplanes. Over down Ampney, and the skies are quiet again now. Over down Ampney, but the larks rise just as they used to. over down at me. There's also a copy of the CD back in the Interfilk auction. Those proceeds from that will all go to FKO. And as a bonus, I will sign it any way that you want me to, including saying I love the Chicago Bears. If you're bidding enough, if you're paying for it, I'll say it. I'm a Chicagoan. I'll stay bought. I'm honest.
Great. So stay in the room. We have a very special treat. Eli Yahalam, who taught me yesterday how to say his name, and probably just didn't get it quite right, but all the way from Israel. It's incredible that Interfilk has arranged this treat for us to bring this very, very special guest from so far away, and it's first time here at FKO with us. Please welcome and really enjoy what you're about to hear. It's really special.
Hello, FKO. Is my guitar heard? Am I heard? Am I seen? Without the square frame around my face, even so. First time we met virtually in 2021, I think. And they said, okay, just we're arranging you a concert. And they said, okay, would I sing in Hebrew to a bunch of people who don't speak Hebrew? Somewhat, there is something weird in this. And I wrote my basically first song in English, which is called Magic Country. Oh, my king, when I first visited the magic country ruled by you, I perceived that I was needed there, but why I really wished I knew. Since you already had lofty towers soaring to the sky, mighty warriors who could fight, and ancient wizards who could fly, you had dungeons, you had dragons, you had more than meets the eye, in the magic country ruled by you. Since you already had lofty towers soaring to the sky, mighty warriors who could fight, and ancient wizards who could fly, you had dungeons, you had dragons, you had more than meets the eye, in the magic country ruled by you. Oh, my king, when I first visited the magic country ruled by you, I spent hours upon hours just to listen and admire the view. I heard fairies sing in droves and dwarfs play music underground. I saw giants in the desert who were dancing round and round, and I even found a star which joined the chorus without sound, in the magic country ruled by you. I heard fairies singing droves and dwarfs play music underground. I saw giants in the desert who were dancing round and round, and I even found a star which joined the chorus without sound, in the magic country ruled by you. Oh, my king, when I first visited the magic country ruled by you, people laughed and smiled, but happy was a concept you could not construe. For apparently to you, sire, and to your immortal kin, all the magic and the wonder were a dusty old routine. Understanding this at last, I realized where I fit in the magic country ruled by you.
For apparently to you, sire, and to your immortal kin, all the magic and the wonder were a dusty old routine. Understanding this at last, I realized where I fit in the magic country ruled by you. And since then I have been tirelessly traveling through land and sea, changing destinies and faces, never knowing who I'm going to be. I am countless men and women, crone and father, girl and boy. I am you today, your majesty. You surely see my ploy. I will play at being you all. That's my way of bringing joy to the magic country ruled by me. I am countless men and women, crone and father, girl and boy. I am you today, your majesty. You surely see my ploy. I will play at being you all. That's my way of bringing joy to the magic country ruled by me. I think all of you have visited this magic country some way or other. And now I got this invitation. I was flabbergasted at the idea I would be some kind of guest of honor or anything. And now I arrive, and I even asked the organizers, the ComCom guys, okay, I have only one song in English. We don't care. Sing as long as you explain every song, you may sing in Chinese. Okay. No problem there. And then I arrive, sleepily, of course, due to obvious reasons, and suddenly, pondering on that jet lag thing, I have this idea. And yesterday, the amount of my English songs doubled. So this is a world premiere. Nobody has ever heard this song, which is called The Stormtrooper's Secret. It's a very, very sad song. And wish me luck, because I'm singing it for the first time ever. On Coruscant we woke at 10 p.m. The alarm calls at all to the cruiser. An important rebel ran away from them, and they all will go mad if they lose her. She's disguising herself as a Wookiee, but it's 7 a.m. on Kashyyyk. So every one of us, from veteran to rookie, is letting out a terrible shriek, which goes like that. We've got jet lag. We've got jet lag. Let's end this and drown in the Gangan abyss. We've got jet lag. We've got jet lag. That's why stormtroopers always miss. Midnight on Hoth is noon on Alderaan, and we already know this spells trouble. While on Tatooine there is a double sun, which implies that our jet lag is double. Jango Fett was a hero, I've seen him. All the galaxy wants what he'd got. But every one of us, inheriting his genome, is stuck with his only soft spot, which you have guessed by now is he'd got jet lag. So we've got jet lag. Let's end it and jump in the gaping abyss. We've got jet lag. We've got jet lag. That's why stormtroopers always miss. From Rylo's jungle to Mon Cala's sea, and beyond to wherever they'd frisk us, the most dreadful army in the galaxy is a threat no more deadly than Giskas. Let the rebel escape, We will stalk her, then we'll shoot and ostensibly miss. 'Cause our nemesis was never Han or Skywalker. Our ruin is nothing but this. What this? We've got jet lag. We've got jet lag. Let's end it and jump in the Gungan abyss. We've got jet lag. We've got jet lag. That's why stormtroopers always miss. We've got jet lag. We've got jet lag. If you see the Emperor, blow him a kiss. We've got jet lag. We've got jet lag. That's why stormtroopers always miss. Okay, world premiere. Well, I hope it didn't go so terrible. I missed a few. Okay, I'm a stormtrooper. Yeah. I've got jet lag. Okay, now a few songs in Hebrew. You were prepared for this, so you're going to get it. The first is called A Battle for Me. The demons and paladins stop fighting each other. The spirits of nature are ending their war against the technological civilization. They are all united against a common threat because they all inhabit my imagination. And all the people living in my imagination are now called to battle in order for me to survive. A battle for me. I've been inventing them since my childhood. Every one of them is now an independent entity. They even have their own inner worlds and other creatures inside. Some of them are immigrants from books, from movies, from series, but still they have a little drop of my blood inside. So I'm counting on them in the battle against the terrible enemy who is destroying everything, an enemy who is also me. One moment. Okay. עמק השדים מול רפובליקת האור, מלחמה קרה שארכה שנים אין ספור. אך ללא תקדים זה עם זה עכשיו עומדים נבחרי האור והגרועים שבשדים. נימפות הנהר מול עובדי המפעלים, מאבק אלים על זיהום המכלים. גם אומרים חדל זה לזה היום בגלל פעמון ענק שמטלצל ללא ענבל. כל האנשים שחיים בדמיוני בשעת חירום התגייסו למעני. פעמון רועם על ביתכם המתפחם. זמן להילחם עליי, זמן להילחם עליי, זמן להילחם, זמן להילחם. אחדים איתי כבר משחר ילדותי, כל אחד הוא חי עצמאי באמיתי. יש להם פחדים, חלומות, חולשות, חושים, יש להם דמיון ובתוכו עוד אנשים. ואני סוקר את כולם שורות שורות, חלק מהגרים מספרים, סרטים, סדרות, אך גם הם זכו לטיפה מתוך דמי. יש סימן שהצטרפו לקרב הקיומי. כל האנשים שחיים בדמיוני בשעת חירום התגייסו למעני, פעמון רועם על ביתכם המתפחם. זמן להילחם עליי, זמן להילחם עליי, זמן להילחם. זמן להילחם. האויב דורס את הגנתי הורס, את צבאו פורס, עוד מעט אני קורס. מסתכל סביבי מפוטר ומפוחד, חוץ מאלה שבפנים כבר אין לי אף אחד. הם לא יבגדו בביתם שהוא גופי, קו ההגנה המוחלט והסופי. בזכותם אולי עוד אחגוג את ניצחוני על אויב נורא שכנראה גם הוא אני. כל האנשים שחיים בדמיוני בשעת חירום התגייסו למען